Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Masters of the Universe Masterverse New Eternia Skelcon. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging, and here on the top bit we've got Mattel 6 and up, 30 points of articulation, Masterverse on the top flap with that nice rocky explosion that takes you back all the way to 1982. Then on the front we've got a little window there showcasing the figure and accessories, or at least part of the figure and one of the accessories. And then here we've got some nice artwork of Skelcons invading Stratos' home. I can't think of the name of it right off. There are lots of explosions going on. They're fighting Stratos right there. That Skelcon's got wings, so maybe a deluxe version is coming. Masters of the Universe New Eternia Skelcon. Then you turn it around to this side and you can see some more of Avion. That's the name of the place. So some more of Avion's warriors coming out, and that's Stratos' sister, I think, if it keeps with, you know, the Filmation cartoon. Some more Skelcons down here, and they're just having a battle. On this side, we've got some nice artwork of the Skelcon. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in Vietnam print, MattelShop.com print, contents, one figure, accessories, a question mark, some more symbols I'm not going to learn, assortment numbers, and a barcode. On the back, we've got what looks to be nice practical photography of the figure and that nice woody Forgotten Forest? No, that's not the name of it. The Evergreen Forest, which you have to go through to get from the Eternian Palace to Castle Grayskull. And it's full of dangers a lot of time. So, nice practical photography there. And then we've got some close-ups of some of the features of the figure. Skelcon, evil foot soldier of Skeletor. The horned demons from the dimension of Infinitia? Have been summoned by their master Skeletor to scour New Eternia for the remnants of the power of Grayskull. Mattel, empowering generations through play. Colors and decorations may vary. And no cross sale here on this one, because I think this was a standalone figure that didn't have a wave. So there you have it, my friends. A look at the figure and the accessories. Wrong. It's a look at the packaging. Lord have mercy. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have Handy Dandy Tweezers helps look at some of the smaller accessories. And first up, he does come with an extra set of hands and their fists. And it's not anything that we have not seen in the line before. They're like Skeletor type fists. You can see the fingernails on it there, and in the palm there some too. So there's two of those, one for each side, so they're exactly the same except for opposite sides on in and out hinges. So that's not bad. Then he also comes with this knife, dagger, whatever you want to call it. It looks like it's molded maybe in this brown color, and then the bone and then the blade are paint apps. So that looks pretty cool. Kind of a shiny gunmetal, glittery type for the blade. So it's really cool looking, I think. Then we've got his battle axe, which looks to be made out of the jawbone of something, because there you can see the teeth, and then there, and then it's got some stuff inscribed on it, and it's tied on here with these ties, and so that's pretty cool looking. It's probably molded in this brown plastic, and then everything else, like the straps are paint, and the bone is paint, and it looks like maybe it's got a little bit of a wash on it as well. So that's pretty cool looking. Then he also comes with this spear that again looks like it's made out of some jawbone. You got some teeth there, you got a spike here, you got some engraving there on it, and then it looks like it's, you know, it looks like bone, and it's got a little bit of a wash on it too, to kind of help some of the striations there in the mold stand out. So that's cool. And then paint out also for the strap here, and then the post might be a separate piece, it's hard to tell. And then, you know, we've got some paint here for the wrap of the other handle, and then lots of molded detail, wood grain type detail in the shaft. Next up we have his shield, and it's a little rubbery, not rubbery like it bends like rubber, but it's a little rubbery feeling to me. Now this is, you know, it's rubbery, soft plastic, and you can see it's molded in this color, and it's kind of swirly twirly in there. You really don't see a whole lot of that on the outside, and I take it back because now I see it. But this is what I call like your basic Masters of the Universe Castle Grayskull shield, because this is very similar in design to one that came with Castle Grayskull for the weapons rack back in the day. Only it had a clip it didn't have. No, it didn't even have a clip. It had a handle, but not like this. It just had one single handle in the middle of it, and they had to hold it with their grip hand. So that's a cool kind of a throwback for it. Now let's take a look at the figure himself. And I have to say that head sculpt is awesome. The paint that they put on it, they washed it again just like they did with the weapons, and then look at the eyes, they really kind of stand out there. And then he does have articulation in the jaw, and look at his tongue, you see like skulls and souls and stuff in there, so that's really cool. Now one thing you might notice, the hood piece you might think will pull off, but it does have one little spot of glue right up here in the top. So it's not made to come off, although it would be cool if you could, so you give your guys a little bit of a different look. So we've got this, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, maybe like feathers or not, I don't know, but anyway, it's very detailed there. And then we've got a strap here to hold his battle axe if he's not using it, and then these straps, and you can see it's got some paint apps on the rivets there, and then on the belt as well, and that goes all the way around, so that's very cool. And then we've got this skull with horns on it here and fangs here on the front of the belt, and then he's got his crotch cape going on there, and then some armor pieces on the side that match up to this piece around the neck, and then he's got these armor pieces for his boots, and then they're fuzzy back here as well. It matches again to this, and then this. So, and then this is kind of cool looking. It's kind of a glossy, glittery kind of paint that they used on it. And then pretty much Skeletor feet there. Let's talk about his articulation real quick. The head is on a dumbbell. He can look up that far. He can look down that far. He does have some chicken neck. He's got waggle. He can do the full exorcist, and like I mentioned earlier, he does have an articulated jaw there. At the shoulder, 360 degree rotation, and he can only raise his arm up that high, which is a little less than 90 degrees. Cut at the upper bicep for full 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless elbow, and it gives you that much bend. 360 degree rotation at the wrist on, in and out hinge, and the other side in and out as well. There's a cut here where the chest and the abdomen meet, and it's not really hindered much by the harness, so he gets some hula going on there. He gets rotation going on there as well, and then he can lean left and right, and he leans back that far, he leans forward that far. And when I was talking about stuff, I forgot to mention the sheath there for his little dagger, and it's on a post here, and it just kind of waggles around. So straight cut at the waist, full 360 degree rotation there as well, and then pull down hinge at the hips, and he gets that much of the splits. The overlay here, the armor on the sides, is getting in the way just a little bit, and he can kick forward that far, which looks about 90 degrees, and then back at least a full one of his steps. So get those back into position. I think I did anyway. So cut here at the upper thigh, full 360 degree rotation there. Double hinged pinless knee, it gives you that much bend. And then in here there's a boot cut for another 360 degree rotation. And then at the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and it has a pin for rocker, so it kind of rocks out. So then, as far as his accessories go, of course, the fists do not have any storage. The dagger goes right here. If he's not utilizing this axe, it can go right here. The spear doesn't really go there very well. The shield, of course, the big strap, goes first, and then you just kind of work that front strap into his hand. There, he's got that. And then the spear he just has to hold. So get in there. An up and down hinge would have been pretty good for that. Mattel. Let's see if I can get him to stand back up. There he goes. And there you have it, my friends. A look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Masters of the Universe, New Eternia, Skelcon, with the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Masters of the Universe, New Eternia, Battle Armor, Skeletor, the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Masters of the Universe, New Eternia, Evelyn, and the Storm Collectibles, Golden Axe, Dead Frame. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, New Eternia, Skelcon, with from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee, from the G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander, from Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch scale comparison, our final Masterverse figure, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, Masters of the Universe, new Eternia Skelcon. I have to say, I really enjoy this figure. The bone weapons are cool. The head on this guy is really cool. You open the mouth up, articulated jaw. You open the mouth up, and he's got skulls and souls and whatever, make up his tongue. So he's some kind of evil demon type guy. But hey, guess what? He still works for Skeletor, and he's low man on the totem pole. So it's nice to kind of finally have an army builder type for Skeletor. In the original line, we really didn't have that. In the animation, he had his little robot dudes, the flying robot trash can guys, which I would like to see a new Eternia version of as well, because we know, Skeletor likes science as much as he loves magic. So, evil magic, I guess. So, the sculpt on this guy is really, really good. I like the way it looks. Your mileage may vary, but I feel like this is a pickup for your Masterverse shelf. And don't take that as, hey, you should run out and buy this immediately right now. Fast, quick, and in a hurry. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, I feel like this is a worthy addition, at least to my collection. And if you like what you've seen in the review, then it might be a worthy addition to your collection as well. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. And sorry about the squeak. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.